Hi, this is Gary with MacMost.com. On today's episode, let's take a look at email phishing scams. So I've got a new book out called The Practical Guide to Mac Security. And in it I talk about a lot of different things, and one of them is avoiding things like phishing scams. So here's an example of a phishing scam. I found this email in my junk email folder. Could have very easily ended up in my inbox had the message been slightly different. And it looks like it comes from PayPal. I've got a PayPal logo here. Looks real. The email address, can't really tell if that's real or not, but it doesn't matter because that can totally be faked where email comes from, just as easily as you can fake the return address on an envelope in the physical world. So I've got this message here that seems like, well, if I use PayPal a lot it's going to cause me to panic. It's telling me that there's a problem with my account. I've got to confirm information within 24 hours. The problem with this email is it's completely fake. It's not from PayPal at all. There is no problem with my account. It was created to trick me into giving my PayPal password to someone who wanted to break into my account. So the important thing is to always be skeptical of email that you get, especially when it's asking for you to do something like log into your account or if there's a problem or anything like that. And if you look here and you move your cursor over this link here that it wants you to click on, you can see that the URL is not PayPal at all. It's some very strange URL that clearly is not from PayPal. So now right away I know this is a phishing scam and I should just ignore this email. Just delete it. But if something would come up and you weren't sure whether or not that was PayPal or not, it looked legitimate, then you want to go to the next step, which is not to click on the link at all, but to go to the site on your own, either using your bookmark or typing in the URL that you know to be the real one, like PayPal.com or eBay.com or Amazon.com, whatever the email says it's from. And then look in the messages area for that account. And don't be surprised if you don't find any mention of this problem, because this email is a scam and the real site, of course, doesn't have any problems shown. You see, here's the thing about domain names. They have different parts to them. At the right, all the way over, you see the part that's usually .com or .net or something. That's called the top level domain, or TLD. And that basically just says what type of domain it is. The very next part to the left of the .com is the most important part, because that's really saying where this domain is located. In this case, eBay. So ebay.com is eBay. However, it's so easy for somebody to create a domain that looks like this. And if you start to read it like you would see a link in an email message, you would look at it and see www.ebay.com and think, it's the real thing. But you read domain names from the right to the left. So this is part of .net, and .net or .com both are fine. It doesn't really mean anything. But the next part, and you see just those strange characters there, that's the real location of the server. Everything to the left of that, in this case www.ebay.com, is anything they want to put there. They can make up anything they want. It's their server and they can put any words they want there. So they're trying to trick you into thinking you're going to ebay.com, but actually you're going to this weird xyz123qwe.net site, which is of course the site that's trying to steal your eBay ID and password by tricking you with a phishing scam. Phishing scams come in all shapes and sizes. So for instance, here's one I got, and it's from Navy Federal Credit Union, or pretends to be. I don't have an account at Navy Federal Credit Union, so right away of course I'm suspicious, but I would be suspicious even if it was from my bank, because what these types of scams do is they find a bank that has hundreds of thousands or millions of people and they just send these out. And of course most people are going to say, I don't have an account there. But if you did happen to have an account there, you may immediately just fall for this thinking, well, why would I get a piece of junk mail? How would they know that I've got an account here? So you read this and you say that there's a problem and they've attempted to contact you, all that. It sounds like very urgent and I need to do something. And there might be a link here just like before that links to a fake Navy Federal Credit Union site that even looks the same because they've stolen all the graphics from it. In this case, they've embedded a HTML page. If I double click on that, it opens this up. This is actually an attachment and it looks like it's from the regular website. And the problem is if I fill all this stuff out here, look at it, it's asking for all this stuff that's going to just basically allow them to completely steal my account and my identity. And if I hit submit, it's going to send that to someplace where then they could steal everything. So this is a particularly dangerous one here, and it comes in just as a regular email, and I'm sure if they send out millions of these, a few people fall for it, and that's all they need is just a few people to fall for it to make a killing at the scam. Now, in addition to just being skeptical and looking for problems and not actually using links in the email messages at all to look into things, you can also go to Snopes.com. They report a lot of these different things. Here's a variation on a phishing scam that's been around for a long time. You get an email. It appears to be from a friend or relative, actually somebody who's had their email account compromised. Somebody broke into their AOL account or Gmail account with a weak password, and they just send an email out to everybody saying that they're in trouble, they're traveling somewhere, and they need some money. I've seen all sorts of different things, just people having their wallets stolen, people just claiming that they're been thrown into jail in some country outside the United States or whatever. They need some money, and they give you a way to send the money via some sort of money sending company like MoneyGram or Western Union or something like that. And when they send this out to hundreds of people on their contact list, somebody will usually fall for this and send some money, untraceable, wire it, and of course that person's not in distress at all. They're just at home and they have no idea their email account's been compromised. So you want to just be skeptical of everything, even if it seems to come from somebody you know, and just make sure you don't fall for one of these scams.